What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with our PPL Division 2 Season 3 Week 3 match going up against Evelyn and her Herdier Bremen. Now, this week we have a team, and if you want to know exactly everything about the team, why I brought the sets I did, why I brought the mons I did, what kind of EV spreads are on them, anything that you want to know, go ahead and check out the team analysis that I posted yesterday. So, quick overview of the team. Before we get to the game, I am bringing a Sash lead Weavile with Swords Dance and Dual Stab, Dark Stab being beat up. We are bringing a Scarf Thundy T. We are bringing a Sash, basically triple status Abra. Of course, you know, because that's the only Abra that people run. That's the only Abra that I've seen, besides the one that Schady ran in the GPC one random week. We have a Rain Dance, Rest, Scald, and Toxic Manaphy that basically runs through our entire team, as I said in the team builder. We have a mixed attacking Landorus with Stealth Rocks and a Lumberry, and of course we have a pretty standard cuss stat Wobbuffet, but with max speed to outspeed her Tangrowth, which she didn't bring, which is kind of nice to know that I don't have to deal with that. So, looking at her team, obviously I'm bringing Sash Weavile as my lead, so I'm not too worried oh, she's going to lead with that, so I need to counter. I just know that I'm leading Weavile. Because I know that her only rockers on her team, which she brought both possible rockers. Both rockers on her team are right there, Terrakion and Nidoking. And if I'm going to be able to stop rocks, I'm going to have to get as much damage, or punish her for trying to get up rocks. Bring Terrakion down to a Sash, bring Nidoking down to a Sash, if either of them have a Sash in order to get up rocks. Or maybe they're Scarf rocks. Who knows? So, those are a couple of possibilities that we could run into. Let's just go ahead and pop right into the game as soon as it loads up here. So, Sash lead Weavile. Overall looking like a pretty good matchup against her entire team. It's basically an anti-lead Weavile at this point, in order to stop her from getting up rocks. So as you can see, she is going to lead off with Nidoking, and right off the bat, I'm just going to click Icicle Crash. I know it kills 100% unless she is Sash. She is not outspeeding us, she is not a surprise Scarf Nidoking or anything. So I'm expecting her to live on the Sash, get up her rocks, and she dies. So that's one kill right off of the bat for Weavile. And this is also big news, her only ground type, her only electric immunity is gone. So Thundy basically runs through. Oh my gosh, we just got another kill. It's already turn 2, 2 things have gone down. Terrakion goes down to the low kick. That low kick was actually in our favor. Let's talk about that for a second. That low kick was in our favor in order to kill, unless she was running a bulky set. Which, talking to her after the match, she was running a bulky set. And the roll that could have happened was a 12.5% chance. So the 4 top rolls I would have needed in order to kill Terrakion. And I got it, and down goes Terrakion, turn 2. Weavile already taking out the 2 biggest, well, not biggest threats to my team, because she still has the Mega Charizard X, of course. And of course she has this Togekiss, which at this point, she's either bluffing a Scarf, or she is Scarfed, and her only play here is to click Air Slash. So my best play is to go straight on to Thundy, which is what I'm going to do. I can take anything, even if it is Scarf. I am Scarf as well, so I'm going to be able to outspeed this Togekiss and get off a free Volt Switch now that her Nidoking is gone. And as you can see right there, let's talk about that damage. That damage shows to me that she is modest, max special attack, because it did about 30%. She cannot get that roll if she was timid, unless she's like a Specs Togekiss, which then that was just an amazing bluff and good on her. But I know I have a free Volt Switch here. She can't go into Zard because she hasn't Mega Evolved yet. And her best switching would be Meloetta, probably. But she is going to switch out here. Knowing that I am probably Scarfed and she's not going to want to stay in, and do a lot. She brings in the Tentacruel, which we are going to get off Volt Switch damage against. And right here, I see another chance for Weavile to get a kill. I did the calc pre-game. I got into a practice match with PaullyMac, and against a max physically defensive Tentacruel, beat up does about 42%. And as you can see, Tentacruel is at under 40%. And or it's right about at 40%, to be honest. But I get 5 hits, I don't need the 6th hit, and down goes Tentacruel. So, Weavile already getting its 3rd kill of the match, and it's like turn 6. So in she's going to bring the Mega Charizard now. So, again, let's pause. She has a couple of plays here. I'm clicking Swords Dance. If she clicks the Fire Punch, Flare Blitz, okay, I just spoiled it. She has Fire Punch as her fire type attack of choice. If she clicks that, I will be brought down to my sash. I am at +2. I get to fire off a free Icicle Crash, which has a chance to kill, and it'll definitely put this in range of dying to a Revenge Kill from Abra, Thundy, whatever I want to go into. If she decides to Dragon Dance, I'll be at +2 with my sash, and she'll be at +1 attack, +1 speed. She'll outspeed me, bring me down to my sash, and we'll go from there. So that's what we're doing. That our play is Swords Dance here 100% because we have our sash intact. She's gonna Mega Up, and she after we get our Swords Dance off, she is gonna go for the Dragon Dance. So right here, I know I have the chance to kill with Icicle Crash, but I didn't want to risk missing Icicle Crash, and I knew that beat up was a solid 2-hit KO against this Charizard. So she's going to outspeed us on the following turn. Hit us with the Fire Punch, bring us down to our sash, doesn't get the burn, very nice, and we are going to be able to get this beat up off. So, beat up is going to do like 66%, bring her down to 1/3 of her health, and this is a really easy 2-hit KO. I can punish her for trying to Roost here, but instead of Roost she has Rest, and I was like, oh, that's different. I'm clicking beat up again, and she's going to be brought down to basically the same amount of health that she was at. And it's going to come down to a Sleep Talk roll, whether or not she gets Fire Punch. So she's in the same exact situation she would have been if she had just clicked Fire Punch on the previous turn instead of resting. So she has to get the roll now in order to kill our Weavile. She clicks Sleep Talk, and she is going to pull the Dragon Dance. So Weavile getting its 4th kill of the game, and all she has left now is Meloetta, which dies to beat up, especially at +2, and Togekiss, which she's basically forced into. So I could have gone completely for game here, and predicted her to Baton Pass out because she would have had to, let's talk about it for a second. She would have had to predict around and pull her way back in order to get back into the game. She would have had to force out my Thundy and kill it with Meloetta somehow, and then win by flinching everything on my team with Togekiss. So, like, her best chance is, of course, Baton Passing into Meloetta here, because she knows I already showed that Thundy is the switch into Togekiss every time. And, I'm just going to go ahead and switch into Thundy. I have no reason to risk losing Weavile this early. If I get into a situation later on that I need to sack Weavile, I have a free sacrifice with it. So I'm going to go into Thundy, and she is going to pull the play into Meloetta by Baton Passing, and she's going to get the initiative and go into Meloetta. So right here, I know I'm faster. I can just click Volt Switch to get off some pretty free damage, and I'm going to go straight into Landorus here. Now, why am I going into Landorus? I know that unless this thing is Specs with Hyper Voice or potential Hidden Power Ice, Lando lives. And there's also the potential that this is a Relic song and therefore a Pirouette form Meloetta, and getting off the Intimidate would be very beneficial if she is indeed that. I could also potentially get up my rocks if it's like a subset. I can U-turn out, I am faster, I know that, and deal massive damage to this Meloetta because I know I'm going to live, and basically overall doing this into Lando I felt was my best play. And we're going to send out Danny Trejo, we're going to take the Relic Song, and she's going to reveal to be Pirouette form. And Landorus, I don't want to take an Ice Punch here. I probably don't live, especially around 60%. So I'm going to pull the switch straight into Weavile, stacking it off. Again, making that play to save Weavile earlier, coming in handy right here. And she is going to go for the Secret Power, which is kind of silly. With the Serene Grace, it's like a 60% chance to paralyze something. So right here, I'm going to be able to revenge this thing with Abra, and unless she gets the Secret Power, Paralysis, and full para, Abra's getting a kill. Or if she switches into Togekiss, but then I still have my Sash, and I can switch into Thundy again, and then she's not Pirouette form, and then I do the same thing again. So she is going to go for the, basically her best chance of winning the game, or winning this situation, and going for Secret Power. She doesn't get it, Abra gets the kill. Abra gets a kill in a league match. It has more kills, or it has as many kills as Manaphy does on the season. So that's fun. So in comes the Togekiss. Again, I know I have the free switch in the Thundy. I want to save differential, especially after last week losing. I want to be at as good of health, or good of health, good of differential in order to win the league, basically, because I still want to 100% be in the race to win this league and get promoted to Division 1 next season. So I felt like just overall my best play in order to pull that off was to switch into Thundy. She misses an Air Slash, which is pretty unfortunate, but again, doesn't really matter unless she got a crit on either one of these next two Air Slashes, as you're going to see. Thunderbolt actually is not going to be able to kill. She lives on a sliver of health, and she misses another Air Slash. So, all in all, Thundy gets another kill. And another kill, it gets its first kill of the game on the Togekiss, and that's going to be the game. 5-0 victory. Again, our second 5-0 of the season. This time it wasn't a complete sweep. Wasn't a complete sweep like we had with Thundy in week 1 against Tup. This time it is a pretty, I'd say we were in control of that since turn 1. From turn 1 on, we were in control of that match, and I didn't feel too much danger. The Zard was a potential threat, but because I did have the Weavile set up at +2, knocking Zard into about a third of its health, and still the Scarf Thundy, which 100% outsped Zard with HP Ground, would have killed. I felt pretty safe going up against that. So overall, felt like it was a pretty good match. Manaphy and Wobbuffet don't even hit the field. And that's going to be it for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like on this video, and I will see you guys next time.